There was a time when WWE wasn't just a TV spectacle, it was an experience. A brand so big, so confident that it stepped outside the ring and into the real world. First came WWF New York, a restaurant, nightclub, enshrined to the Attitude Era, sitting in the heart of Times Square. This is the untold story of WWE Niagara Falls. The strange, short-lived, and spectacular experiment that tried to turn Canada's most famous tourist destination into a monument for wrestling fans. It began in early 2002, during the hype for WrestleMania 18 in Toronto, the company's biggest event on Canadian soil since the Hulkamania boom of the 1980s. At that press conference, WWE announced something completely unexpected, the creation of a retail attraction in Niagara Falls, Ontario. It would be called WWE Niagara Falls, and it promised fans an immersive experience, part museum, part gift shop, and part thrill ride. It was the first WWE establishment outside the United States, owned and operated by Canadian Niagara Hotels Inc., the company behind the Falls Avenue Entertainment Complex, a sprawling tourist strip that included hotels, restaurants, and attractions just steps away from the waterfall itself. For WWE, this was more than a retail store. It was a statement, a symbol of the company's global reach. Designed by Toronto-based firm Forek, the same creative minds behind international theme parks, the building stood out on Clifton Hill, a street lined with wax museums, arcades, and candy shops. But nothing compared to the sight of the WWE's giant championship belt logo looming over the skyline, or the massive posters of superstars covering the walls. At night, flashing lights and the faint sound of entrance themes echoed into the streets. On August 1st, 2002, the store officially opened its doors. Fans lined the sidewalks a day in advance, waiting to catch a glimpse of the superstars arriving to cut the ribbon. When the moment came, Trish Stratus, Chris Benoit, and Val Venus stood side by side, cutting through a symbolic championship belt instead of a ribbon, the kind of over-the-top flair only WWE could think of. Trish and Val were local favorites, both Canadian, both from Ontario, and their presence gave the opening a homegrown feel. Even Niagara's mayor called it a landmark investment for the city's tourism scene. WWE's Canadian president Carl DeMarco said the store would bring the company's brand of excitement to one of the world's most visited destinations. And with 14 million tourists passing through Niagara Falls each year, the numbers looked promising. After the ribbon was cut, the wrestlers climbed to the top of the building to take the first ride on the Pile Driver, a 220-foot drop tower named after the infamous wrestling move. Inside, the store was more than just a cash grab, it was a sensory overload. There were massive video screens looping WWE highlight reels, entrance themes blasting through the speakers, and pay-per-view matches playing on TVs throughout the shop. A 60-minute video was also broadcast across local hotels owned by Canadian Niagara Hotels, marketed as the WWE channel. It showed off the store, hyped the product, and gave tourists one more reason to stop by. Upstairs, a free indoor light show filled the ceiling with flashing colors while wrestling fans browsed through glass cases filled with memorabilia, replica belts, autographs, and limited edition collectibles. Outside, the building's entrance was lined with cement handprints of WWE legends including Trish Stratus, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Rob Van Dam, and even the homie Maven. For visiting fans, it felt like a mix between Hollywood Boulevard and a WWE Hall of Fame that actually existed in real life. WWE Niagara Falls wasn't just a store, it was the place to load up on WWE gear during the Ruthless Aggression era. The shelves were lined with action figures, DVDs, t-shirts, and books, some of them exclusive to the store. Collectors remember racks of Niagara Falls branded merch, shirts, mugs, and keychains you couldn't find anywhere else. They also sold JR's barbecue sauce, WWF labeled shirts that were being liquidated after the name change, and even leftover event merchandise from pay-per-views. Prices weren't cheap. Shirts ran as high as $35. With slogans like Ric Flair's Walk That Aisle or the Big Show's infamous Chicks Dig It Big. Discount bins were filled with Rikishi shirts and outdated SummerSlam merch. But for tourists, especially kids buzzing on sugar from the candy shops down the street, it was paradise. For collectors today, that once overpriced gear is now a piece of wrestling history. Anything labeled WWE Niagara Falls fetches serious attention from fans and resellers alike. Throughout the 2000s, the store became a rotating stage for WWE talent. John Cena, Batista, Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, Edge, Rob Van Dam, Tori Wilson, Booker T, Lita, and Roddy Piper all made appearances. Even Mean Gene, Stacy Keibler, Maven, and Bobby Heenan signed autographs here. The final autograph signing took place in October 2009, featuring Gail Kim and Evan Bourne. One of the most famous appearances was featured on Trish Stratus' 100% Stratisfaction Guaranteed, her 2003 DVD that included footage from the store's opening. For many fans, those autograph sessions were once-in-a-lifetime moments. By the late 2000s, cracks began to show. The store's concept, part attraction, part retail hub, struggled to keep up with changing times. Online shopping through WWE Shop Zone made much of its inventory obsolete. Tourist numbers dipped, and even the surrounding Clifton Hill district saw several attractions close, including the Marvel Adventure City and the MGM studio nearby. Then came tragedy. In 2007, after the events involving Crispin Wall, the store quietly removed his handprints from the exterior wall and pulled all related merchandise. It was a somber moment, one that symbolized how the once celebratory space was changing. By 2011, the writing was on the wall. On March 31st, 2011, WWE Niagara Falls officially closed. Canadian Niagara Hotels converted the space into a general gift shop later that year, but even that was short-lived. By 2015, the location was stripped and remodeled into the Niagara Brewing Company. The famous pile driver ride was removed, replaced by an outdoor dining terrace. After its closure, WWE Niagara Falls faded into memory, but its legacy didn't end there. In 2017, the original pile driver ride resurfaced, halfway around the world, at Magicland Theme Park in Jordan. It stands there today, a relic of WWE's strangest chapter in fan tourism. For collectors, WWE Niagara Falls merch has become the stuff of legend. The rare posters and signage that slipped through the cracks when the building was gutted. The store never achieved the global success WWE had hoped for, it remains an unforgettable time capsule. A piece of early 2000s wrestling culture frozen in neon and nostalgia. More than a store, it was a dream, one where fans could walk off the street, hear the roar of Jim Johnston's entrance music, and feel, for a brief moment, like they'd stepped into the ring themselves. From the roar of the pile driver ride above Clifton Hill to the fading glow of its handprints outside the door, WWE Niagara Falls was more than just a tourist shop. It was a symbol of how big WWE once dreamed. A reminder of a time when the company wasn't just about what happened on TV, or how much they can get for ticket prices, but about bringing that spectacle into the real world. If you ever owned a shirt, took a photo under that giant title belt, or even rode the pile driver yourself, you were part of WWE's most ambitious experiments. One that fell as quickly as it rose, but will never be forgotten by the fans who experienced it. Hey yo, quit playing. Y'all still rocking them weak shirts from the mall kiosk? Man, step your shirt game all the way up.
I'm really tired of putting this shit on every day and doing y'all like this, but this is how I'm coming today.
This that, Pinfalls and Pixels heat, straight out the trenches, where drop kicks meet joysticks. You want smoke? We got it in black tees. Whether you're a juggalo, a gamer, a deathmatch junkie, or just someone who doesn't care what anybody thinks, check out the website. From cosplay mashups to hardcore prints, every shirt talks crazy, just like your favorite promos. And yo, you rock with the channel? Level up and join the movement. Tap in with a YouTube membership. We got dark match, mid-card, and main event tiers. Different tiers, same family. We ain't corporate. We ain't clean cut. This brand came out the dirt, built with blood, pixels, and barbed wire. Link in the description. Click it, cop it, rep it. Pinfalls and Pixels. We don't follow trends, we body them.